This is Tata, and welcome not only to its Wrestling Time post show, but to the WrestleManiacs podcast. As always, I'm joined by fellow WrestleManiac Josh. How are you, Josh?
Hey, doing good, Darla. Hey, Rangers of Wrestling, as well as WrestleManiacs. How are we doing this afternoon? It is Backlash time post show, and definitely looking forward to reviewing the crazy show of Backlash and those amazing fans we had here a little bit ago.
It is Saturday, May 4th, 2024, and tonight we're going to be talking about Backlash. Now, first, I want to start off by saying Happy Star Wars Day, everybody. I'm wearing my Empire Strikes Back t-shirt here.
That's right. May the 4th be with you all.
Yeah, may the 4th be with everybody. IO says international crowds just put U.S. crowds to shame, period. They do, honestly. The crowd to this show, honestly, was hot throughout the entire night. They were popping, like they made this show 10 times amazing.
Yes.
Now, was it like this for SmackDown this
night? I mean, they were pretty hot for SmackDown, but for whatever reason, Backlash seemed like a lot more, and you could tell that the talent pretty much went out there. And I mean, not that they don't ever bust their butts, don't get me wrong, but tonight you could definitely tell that crowd added so much more to them as well.
Hey, front row Joe. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I can't. This show was incredible, and like I said, that crowd, they were singing. They were half the time I didn't understand what the hell they were saying.
Same.
I only know a few French phrases. I took French in high school. I wish I would have continued with it, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. But they were on fire. They were like, there was at one point the camera was shaking,
and they were dancing to something during whenever AJ was in control. I still don't understand what that was, but I'm like, okay, I guess it's either to irritate him or something. Couldn't tell, but definitely interesting to say the least.
Yeah. All right, let's take things off talking about this Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus Tama, Tonga, and Sika match. Now, this was originally supposed to be a tag team match, but brawl broke out before the match even started, so this became a street fight. And this was a really great match. Like, this match was on fire. I mean, it was a great way to start off the show. But I think the biggest talking point was what happened. What? It's official?
Oh, wow.
With the breaking news, WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas.
So late, though. Wow, that's
April 19 and 20th? Holy shit, that's Rebellion week. Normally that's when TNA hosts Rebellion.
Well, you definitely are going to have one hell of a busy weekend
that weekend. Yep.
WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. Boy, can you imagine what they're going to put on that giant-ass dome? That's going to be cool. That in itself is going to be awesome. I just want to see the logo. That's what I want to see because I
have the logo. Hold on. I just saved it. I can't share though. Hold on. I'm going to have to. Let me show you. It's poker cards.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cool. I love stuff like that.
Yep.
Poker cards. All right. Well, guess WrestleManiacs, we're going to have to figure out a way to have all of us under the A+ Hero Report and Rangers all show up in Vegas and converge in Vegas some way or another, even if just for the weekend.
No, you and Adam need to figure out how to get there. I know how to get there. I know exactly what I had to do to get there.
That's true. Start saving now. Yeah, for real.
Start saving now.
I don't know. Those prices, I might just do a damn OnlyFans at this point. Jesus. Some of those expensive for front row tickets.
Oh, this is going to be incredible. I cannot wait.
That's so cool.
All right. So with that be out of the way, like the biggest talking point of this match had to have been towards the finish. Now everybody has been expecting the debut of Jacob Fatu. And a lot of people thought that Jacob Fatu was going to debut here tonight. It wasn't Jacob Fatu that debuted, but Tanga Loa. Tanga Loa being the brother of Tama Tonga here. Together they form the Gorillas of Destiny. I'll try to save money if credits and payments don't kick my ass. You know what this means? WrestleMania in Vegas on 4/20 weekend.
Oh my goodness. Boy, oh boy, the return of Riddle at that point, I guess. Then, huh?
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on Tanga Loa debuting here tonight?
I thought it was good. Again, admittedly, I did not follow. I knew of the Gorillas of Destiny. I knew of the Bullet Club. I knew of, again, all that stuff in NJPW. I mean, I'm sure somewhere whenever he showed up, Indy just, our buddy Indy was just ecstatic seeing the Gorillas of Destiny in WWE. I thought it was good. Again, it was a surprise because, again, we all expected Jacob Fatu. We did not expect the brother of Tama Tonga, the other son of Haku. So, I mean, definitely a surprise. Definitely, I don't think anybody expected him to show up this early because, I mean, I think I even messaged you during his appearance and saying, wait a minute, isn't he still in NJPW? So,
yeah, I thought he was still in New Japan. I'm not sure what his contract status is, though.
I mean, but if you notice something, I did think it was interesting during that time is they mentioned a lot of, I mean, they talked about Tama Tonga being the IWGP tag team champions and things. I'm curious if there's some sort of working relationship between them. Maybe that's how they did it. You never know. Shinsuke was over there last year for a great mood.
Destiny are here, yeah. And one interesting thing that happened later on in that, we had Solo Sikoa and the Goddess of Destiny. Or I don't know if they're still going to be called that, but they basically confronted Jey Uso as he was getting ready for his match with Damian Priest. Are we finally going to get our dream match here? The Goddess of Destiny versus the Usos.
I kind of was expecting really them as I thought that was going to be a precursor to them costing him the world title and Jimmy Uso coming back after being beaten up by them two. But yeah, I think it's definitely setting the seeds again for the Usos reunion, I guess I should say, or reconciliation, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I think we're going to see it probably at SummerSlam though. I'd be surprised if they did it any earlier.
Now, it begs the question where Jacob Fatu's role is going to be in all of this, because originally thought it was going to be Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga versus the Roman and the Usos. But now that you have Tanga Loa in the mix, are we going to see four? Like, what is he going to? I wonder what his role is going to be in all of this.
Well, I know that somebody had said in one of the chats I was following that, and I don't know how to say his name, so forgive me, WrestleManiacs. I don't follow NJPW, but there's another Samoan out there. It starts with an H. Hikuleo, maybe? I don't know how.
Hikuleo.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, again, very possible we could have it be to where Usos and maybe Jacob Fatu on their side. I don't know. Again, I mean, there's so many different aspects. I mean, we're having a Samoan basically takeover in WWE, which the likes we've really not seen since Yokozuna and the Head Shrinkers back in '93 in Vegas, funnily enough. So, I mean, yeah, they're right.
Sila Fatu, yeah.
Umaga-san, I believe.
If they could get Hikuleo, I could definitely see maybe Hikuleo joining the Usos and Jacob with the Gorillas of Destiny and Solo, or they could switch. Do you have Jacob join the Usos and you have Hikuleo join the Gorillas of Destiny and Solo Sikoa here?
So is his father also famous as well? I mean, again, I don't know much about him, unfortunately. I know Zilla, but I don't know. Yeah, Hikuleo. I don't know much about him.
I saw briefly of Hikuleo when they were doing the whole New Japan thing in TNA.
Okay, and again, sorry, WrestleManiacs fan. I've still got to catch up to NJPW stuff from way back when. I've just heard good things.
Oh, his adopted father was named Haku.
Okay. Okay, cool enough. I mean, again, I'm definitely all for a Samoan civil war. That's definitely interesting to see. You know who has not been involved in any of this? And I think he even said it himself, Rikishi. We've not seen anything with Rikishi.
Right? Where the hell's Rikishi?
And even Rikishi was like, they should have put me in the brother versus brother thing, a special guest rep. That'd have made more sense. But, for Rikishi, he's not a Samoan at this point. He's not an important part. I hope they do use him eventually, though, because, I mean, he's still somewhat active. Yeah. But Zilla Fatu, that is a good. I would think Zilla would probably go with the new bloodline because, again, of basically Solo acting like Umaga essentially.
Mm-hmm. All right. So overall, what were your thoughts on this opening match?
Good. I mean, definitely. This is what they needed. This protected Randy, I think, from being able to have to do too much. I worried a little bit about him when he took that Samoan drop to the table because he disappeared for quite a while.
Yeah, he did.
And I was wondering, I thought, boy, did he mess something up? Did he do something? Now again, it could have been part of the story, but it was unusual. Even the commentators were like, where'd Randy go? So I mean, I definitely think something, hopefully everything's all right, but I definitely think he tweaked something. You know what? Yeah, I mean, it messed up my prediction of the whole DQ thing when Jacob fought too, but I think, as you had mentioned to me, is like, well, there goes your prediction. And I thought, you know what? This is good, though, because this is what this needed. Because they had been brawling at the end of SmackDown. So to go from that brawl to SmackDown to just a regular tag match, this is what France needed to open up the show. This is what we needed, an old school hardcore street fight. Because Kevin Owens and them, they just fit in that role. And look, you know, I think the real story here is a lot more Tama Tonga and Kevin Owens fighting than it is Randy Orton and Solo, which I really am liking that it fit the heat for this match. So I think it was a great call.
I also Samoan and Tango in the lines. Yep. Yeah. Overall, I thought this was a really great match. Like I said earlier, great way to kick off the show. So
yes.
All right. Next, we get the triple threat women's title matches. Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley versus Naomi. This was also a really great match. Tiffany Stratton is definitely going to be a future women's champion. She is a star. I mean, one hell of a performance in this match.
Yes. Again, as I said, that's why I put my 5 on her. Look, even though I lost it, you know what? Let me ask you this hypothetical. Had she won, would you have been upset? Or would it have made sense for the story?
No, I wouldn't have been upset if she won. I wouldn't have. I feel like she's a great talent. And she's a lot of potential.
And that's where I think a lot of it, because again, the way they booked her surprised me that they had her lose. But again, maybe they want her to beat Bayley one-on-one, which is fine. But I'm glad Naomi did not take the pin from Tiffany. Let's just say
she might have lost, but she didn't get pinned in this match, so they protected her. They had no surprise. Bayley pinned Naomi here.
Right. Oh, I think we've got a yes.
She's better. She's a better in-ring version of Charlotte. There, I said it. Okay, Io.
I'm with him on that one. I don't get tired of Tiffany.
I mean, she dropped Naomi and Bayley into the announce tables.
That Alabama slam thing, somewhere Hardcore Holly is just, getting off on that because I know he wishes she could do that back in the day. Oh, I love it because I really love that she does it, but for her being her as young as she is, I mean, she's definitely got a long future in WWE. So I can definitely see her being a champion for quite a number of times. Maybe even beating Charlotte's, title reigns. Who knows?
I could see that. So next we get the World Heavyweight title match. It's Jey Uso versus Damian Priest, or I should say, El Campeón, Damian Priest.
All rise.
And all rise. And I have to say, the crowd was so behind Jey Uso. They were on fire for him.
They definitely were. It's funny watching him go through the crowd gave me kind of like the Sandman vibes of ECW of old. They're just with it. They're just, rocking back and forth, all sorts of stuff. It definitely was a really cool moment to see.
Firmware Justice just realized WrestleMania will be happening during Easter weekend. Wow,
oh,
it is?
No. Oh, boy.
It's going to be a crazy weekend. I can't wait. I'm going to start saving right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to.
I'm not going to be front row, though, obviously. That's too expensive.
No, I don't think any of us will be.
All right.
But definitely going back to this, I mean, this match was an incredible entrance. I can't say the same for the match itself, but it followed 2 really, really, really good matches. So there had to be a snoozer somewhere in here.
I have to say, I think the implosion of Judgment Day is coming sooner rather than it's getting closer and closer and closer because JD Madonna and Finn Balor were out there. And Damian Priest was not very happy to see either of them. He even yelled at JD what he was doing there.
Right.
And, obviously Damian Priest was going to win this after he hit that South of Heaven choke slam.
Right.
From Jay to the turnbuckles. But, he was not happy. He shoved JD and Finn Balor. So I said...
Oh, he grabbed him by the face.
Huh?
He grabbed Finn Balor by the face. If you go and look back, he grabbed him by the face, basically saying, "What are you doing?" which that was pretty violent for him to grab Finn Balor that way.
Yeah, it was. And like I said, that implosion is coming sooner rather than later.
And what's funny? It's going to be the question of who really started the implosion. Was it JD? Was it R-Truth? Was it whoever? But, I mean, look, we've got the little side story of Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio going in the background, too. That's a whole nother. There's so many stories that can come out of this. I mean, because I don't know if the WrestleMania really the wrestling fans know, but JD was basically mentored or taught by Finn Balor. So you could do a whole entire story just between them two based on that history. So there's a lot of different intricacies here. 4 or 5 feuds out of nothing.
Yeah. So I feel like the breakup is either gonna happen before or after Clash of the Castle.
I almost want to think it's right after the Clash of the Castle. Now, whether or not he turns on them or whether or not they all turn and beat him down is going to be the question. But now, again, the problem is you've got Dominic Mysterio who can maybe do a stomp, but you only got 2 of them on once. So I don't know. I mean, I'm at this point, do I think Damian Priest could be a babyface? Yes, but I can't say he's going to be the Cody Rhodes babyface, which I'm more of a fan of. The anti-hero is what I think he'd be. So I'm good with that if they break up. It's been a long time. They've been a faction for quite a while now.
Yeah. That's really the last story left to tell with the Judgment Day. They held all the gold. The breakup of the Judgment Day is the last story that needs to be told.
Yes.
So, all right. Next, you get the women's tag team title match. It is the women's tag team titles match. It is the Kabuki Warriors versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I'm sure this match broke your heart.
In pieces. Now,
you knew it was coming.
I know, but it's kind of like, you still don't want to see it happen, right? Because again, I just think, and it's not because I hate Jade or I hate Bianca. I like both of them individually. I just would rather see a summer feud between them two. I would rather see it because Jade, I'm sorry, and I don't mean it in the best way possible. Just like, can you ever really see Sting as a heel? He's been a heel before, but it's just not believable. He doesn't come across as a heel. And Jade, to me, does not come across as a babyface. She comes across, and again, excuse my French here, in the best way possible, she seems like she could be a mean, evil bitch. And that's the best gimmick I think would be for her. So I would have loved it had they lost, and then she turns on Bianca, and then we go to Clash at the Castle with a power versus power feud. Again, fine, the tag team champions, but I don't know. I just think Jade is a much better heel because I cannot stand this babyface. I don't know. It feels like the older sister and the younger sister at this point. So I don't know. But yes, Kabuki Warriors made me sad for sure.
Speaking of Sting, Jade did the Stinger splash on the Kabuki Warriors.
I saw that. Kudos on that one.
Apparently, there was a bit of miscommunication in this match. Like the ref, there was this one spot where Kari pinned. I think she was trying to pin Jade, and the ref told her, "You're not the legal competitor."
Yeah, there was that. There was 2 different matches, I think, tonight. That, and then there's one in the Bayley match. But yeah, I mean, definitely you could tell that Jade, I don't want to say got lost mid-match, but she kind of did get a little lost in the middle of the match.
Sister setting up for Bianca versus Jade down the line. I think so.
They are.
Jade with that springboard crossbody to the Kabuki Warriors, that was really cool.
They had some really neat moves. They really did. I guess it's because being the Jaded fan, we all know that Bianca versus Jade is coming. We know that Jade is just being nice for right now, and eventually she's going to turn. Now, if Bianca turned, I'd be shocked. But I guess because I'm just like, I get it, but I don't know. I always just want to see an evil Jade Cargill because I've heard good things about her in AEW. So I want to hear her say, Bianca, cut the shit. That's what I want to hear. Cut the ish, I guess I should say.
I really like the finish to this match. The Jaded to Kairi Sane, and then the KOD to Asuka onto Kairi Sane.
Yes. I mean, it made sense. I mean, it made sense that they were going to lose, and they lost, as well as they could. I'm just curious to see what is going to go on down the road. Now, am I going to be upset if we get an Asuka versus Kairi feud? No. I'm somewhat hoping that, or Io Sky. I mean, something good has to come out of this because I don't want them just to go into obscurity. That's what I don't want to see. So, but you know what?
We got this image.
There is an exciting matchup coming that I'm excited for Monday Night Raw. I don't know if we're going to talk about the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring matches that were announced tonight or today. But
I didn't
heck
think
yeah,
about that. I didn't think about that.
there's
I
some
didn't
good
think of
freaking
something
matches
else.
coming up. It's all right. I mean, again, but I mean, Asuka's gonna fight Lyra Valkyria on Raw. Are you freaking kidding me? So, anyway, sorry, just a fanboy here on that one. But, anyways, we'll continue.
But yeah, like I showed the image. I thought Jade Cargill did a really decent job in this match. She looked like a star. She looked like a star.
She looked a lot better, and you know that's the thing that I was really proud of tonight is that, or today I should say, is that they really did give her a lot more time on the ring. It wasn't she came in for the finish, did her 3 moves, and she was done. They're really, I think, making her work for it. And at the press conference I was watching, they had an interview with them, and they're like, "What's different from where you came from?" She's like, "You know, you got to put your best out there the whole entire time. You can't half blanket." She said, "You literally got to be out there at your best at all times." And so she kind of admitted that, you know, look, I wasn't the best, but definitely they're making me be my best. So I'm liking this a lot.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the main event was a WWE Championship match. It's Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Now, commentary did allude to the fact that AJ Styles was wearing gear similar to when he defeated Dusty Rhodes for the NWA title all those years ago. Michael Cole mentioning that they're both former Bullet Club leaders. I was not aware Cody Rhodes was a Bullet Club leader. I thought that was Omega, but I'm not, you know,
I think watching. That was...
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
I said I wasn't watching New Japan at that time. Actually, I don't watch New Japan, so, you know, I'm not entirely...
I think the story, and again, WrestleManiacs, and, you know, again, Indy, I'm sure will let me know if I'm wrong or not, but from my understanding is usually what would happen is if one would leave, the other would be revealed. So if AJ was leaving, Cody Rhodes then became the Bullet Club leader. So it kind of came one after the other, essentially. So I think that was the way. But I mean, the fact that they mentioned it, I mean, the fact that they mentioned NJPW more than once, I mean, that's what makes me think of there has to be something with Tanga Loa showing up tonight or today. There has to be some agreement or something.
But this main event was incredible. I actually really liked it. Like that burning hammer to Cody, and then Cody kicking out at 1. Cody Rhodes referencing Stardust here. Both men kicking each other and connecting and then going down. Cody sending AJ Styles to the announce table. That springboard 50 splash. It was incredible.
Only thing that took me out of the match, I will say, was Cody Rhodes kicking out of the burning hammer at 1 and doing the Hulk Hogan Hulk up. I was like, oh, here we go, Cody Hogan. I am a real American nightmare. I mean, I'm sorry, but the match was great. Don't get me wrong, but I think I will, again, as I said off air, go to Adam's sentiments that I would have loved this to have been anywhere else but here. If it was SummerSlam, great, because then I would really feel it's a 50-50 chance. But being his first title defense, again, you called it a 9, let's say. I would call it an 8.5. And that's being generous because, again, only because the finish was pretty much.
We haven't even got into the rankings and you're jumping ahead here.
I know. I'm sorry. I hated the burning.
I'm gonna call you Joshua I'm gonna call you by your God-given name, Joshua, whenever you upset me.
That's all right. I'll take it.
All right. So another spot that I like about during this match was that power slam that Cody Rhodes did in that disaster kick.
Yeah, I mean, they were good. It was great. It was a great match. Don't get me wrong. Again, I just wish it was a SummerSlam.
Maybe we'll get 3. Why. I can understand why, because this was Cody Rhodes' first title defense. There was no way he was going to lose. This match was incredible. I definitely would like to see AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes Part 2 somewhere down the road.
I'd say 3 parts. I'd watch it 3 times. I would love maybe next time to be I don't know, last man standing submission, a cage match. I would love to see a cage match. And you know what? I'm going to throw it out there to the universe, whatever. We haven't seen an Iron Man match in a long time. And I think they could pull it off. That's true. Really do. Maybe 45 minutes instead of 60, but I would love to see an Iron Man match between these 2.
All right. So on a scale from a 1 to a Sean Spears perfect 10, what would you rank tonight's show? I'm
going to give it an 8.75. It was pretty damn good.
That's very
pretty damn good.
specific.
Again, because two reasons. One, I thought the Damian Priest Jey Uso should have been a lot better than it was. Now, it may have been, I'm not saying it's their fault, but just it seemed very. And the thing is, here's the difference with the Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. We all knew Damian Priest was going to win. It was just a given. But I never really felt like it kicked out of first gear. It felt like it was a Raw match, if you really want to call it that. Whereas the main event was great. So that's the only thing that really hurts it was a Damian Priest Jey Uso match. Other than that, oh my God, it's incredible. Now, for the crowd response, holy shit, that was a 10. 100 out of 10. So, I mean, they definitely helped make this show feel a lot better. So, one of probably the better non-WrestleMania, non-Big Four matches. So, I definitely think they're going to go back to France after this because those people made the show completely.
I have to say, I'd give it a 9 for that exact reason that you said. I did feel like the Damian Priest match was a little weak, but it wasn't a terrible match.
No, it was just, honestly, it was faster than I expected, to be completely honest with you. It was over before I knew it. I was like, oh, okay, then it's over. Great, because I did not expect him to take the pin with the South of Heaven chokeslam from the top rope. I
thought he was going to kick out from that.
That's what I expected, and I was surprised by that ending. But you know what? It's never really wrong to surprise me a little bit with an ending, but I don't know. It was just flat.
Yeah, it definitely. So I thought it was 9 out of 10 for me. This was definitely a great show. The crowd was on fire. The crowd made this show. They see, like I mentioned earlier, the international crowds put U.S. crowds to shame.
Yes.
And you know what's funny? I don't know if commentary mentioned this. AJ Styles won his first WWE title at Backlash by defeating Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. And that's what's funny is that we were, Adam and I, when I referenced it the other day with Adam and me going to the show before Backlash, I remember AJ Styles winning. So it's so funny that he's back here again going for the WWE title. But I think on the pre-show, they said it's been 6 years since he's been WWE champion. So that's why I was just like, oh, come on, man. You got to give him something. So we'll see.
Yes. All right. So before we end tonight's show, we did predictions. And as you know, the winner always gets acknowledged. I beat Adam by a point, so acknowledge me.
You beat me by 100 points, probably. So I
beat you by 10.
No. Oh, you beat my ass. I know that for sure. I took it. I was the Jey Uso tonight. I had no damn chance at all. So definitely, I acknowledge you, Dala, as the PLE tribal chiefess or chief.
Next PLE, my title belt should be open. So I'm gonna be wearing that to start doing predictions.
Nice.
All right, where can people find you?
You actually can find me at the WrestleM podcast, the WrestleManiacs podcast. Again, I go and do Raw, SmackDown, and NXT live, usually 30 to 45 minutes after the show airs in any PLE. I'll actually be doing a double duty at the end of the month. I'll be doing the King and Queen of the Ring PLE as well as Double or Nothing as well, AEW. So they impressed me with Dynasty. Definitely going to see if they can get me again with Double or Nothing. Maybe they'll convince me to watch the weekly shows. You never know.
And you're going to be doing that alone because I'm going to be at Comic Palooza that weekend.
Right. Well, I mean, look, your meeting's a pretty famous WWE legend. So, I understand. Now, we may not be able to see who it is, but you will.
That is hilarious. All right. As for me, you can follow me on Twitter at @the_. I talk all things wrestling, WWE, AEW, TNA wrestling. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturdays and Sundays for all things TNA. Make sure you check out Body Slam. I covered the TNA Go Home Show 2 Under Siege and as well as Under Siege last night over on Body Slam. Make sure you check that out. I went to TNA Rebellion and the tapings like a couple weeks ago. Make sure you check that out. But thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever we go live or release a new video. And I will see you guys Monday after Raw.
See you
Bye.
then.